What if I told you? One of the most famous ships in history was found drifting in the middle of the ocean. Completely empty. Not damaged. Not destroyed. Just abandoned. As if every single person on board had disappeared in a matter of moments. This is the true story of the Mary Celeste. One of the greatest unsolved mysteries ever recorded at sea. The story begins in November 1872. When the Mary Celeste set sail from New York, heading toward Genoa, Italy. On board were 10 people, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, his young daughter, and a crew of experienced sailors. The ship was carrying cargo of industrial alcohol, stored in wooden barrels deep inside the cargo hold. Everything about this journey seemed completely normal. The ship was strong, the crew was skilled, and the weather conditions were calm. There was no sign of danger, and no reason to expect anything unusual. For the first few days, the ship continued its journey across the Atlantic Ocean without any problems. The sea was peaceful, the wind was steady, and everything was under control. It was just another routine voyage, like many others before it. But then, something changed. On December 4, 1872, another ship sailing nearby spotted a vessel drifting in the distance. That ship was called the Dei Gratia. From far away, the Mary Celeste looked completely normal. Its sails were still partly set, and it was slowly moving with the wind. But as the crew of the Dei Gratia got closer, they realized something was wrong. There was no movement on the ship, no crew on the deck, no one responding to signals. When they finally boarded the ship, what they discovered shocked them completely. There was no one on board. No captain. No crew. No passengers. All 10 people had vanished without leaving a single clear trace. Inside the ship, everything looked strangely normal. The cargo was still there, untouched. The barrels of alcohol were still in place. Personal belongings, including valuables, were left behind. Nothing seemed to be stolen. Even the food supplies were still available. Items were found exactly where they should be, as if the crew had left suddenly, in the middle of their routine. There were no signs of violence, no signs of struggle, no damage to the ship, nothing that suggested an attack or a fight. But there were a few strange details. The ship's lifeboat was missing. Some navigation tools were gone. And the ship's logbook had its last entry written several days before the ship was found. Which meant the Mary Celeste had been drifting alone for days, without anyone on board. So the question is, why would an experienced captain abandon a perfectly working ship in the middle of the ocean? Over the years, many theories have been suggested. Some believed it was a pirate attack. But that idea doesn't make sense, because nothing valuable was taken. Others believed in supernatural explanations, like ghosts or unknown forces. But there is no real evidence to support those claims. The most accepted explanation today is based on science, and it is still quite disturbing. Experts believe that the cargo of industrial alcohol may have released dangerous fumes inside the ship. These fumes could build up pressure, creating a risk of explosion. The crew might have smelled something unusual, or heard strange sounds coming from the cargo hold. They may have feared that the ship could explode at any moment. So Captain Briggs may have made a quick decision. He may have ordered everyone to leave the ship temporarily, using the lifeboat, staying close to the ship with a rope, waiting for the danger to pass. But something went terribly wrong. A sudden gust of wind, rough ocean waves, or a failure in the rope could have separated the lifeboat from the ship. And once that happened, there was no way back. The ship continued to drift, empty, while the people were lost in the vast ocean forever. This explanation answers some questions, but not all. Why was there no clear sign of panic? Why were some essential items left behind? And why has no trace of the crew ever been found? Even after more than 150 years, the mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved. It became one of the most famous ghost ships in history, a symbol of how mysterious and unpredictable the ocean can be. Because sometimes, the ocean doesn't just hide secrets, it erases them completely. So what do you think really happened on that ship? Was it just a tragic mistake? Or something far more mysterious? If you enjoy real mysteries like this, hit subscribe and stay tuned for more.